Welcome back to Give Me Five with Jones and Eli. Eli, you're on a long road trip. One of the most important, fundamental parts of it is taking stops and taking stops at the right time. How many times do you stop on a road trip?
It's a great question. I love road trips, first of all, even though I got to preface this by saying I do get car sick, which kind of hampers the road trip experience for me. I'm stopping. When I am stopping, there's usually some puking involved, which is not great. Sorry to any listeners out there that get squeamish. But I personally can hold it for a long time when I'm in the car. I understand the mission. I understand the goal is to get to the end. You're not wanting to be stopping at random rest stops or gas stations or whatever. But I have traveled with some people in the past. I'm not going to name any names. But when I'm with these people, we're stopping every 30 minutes, every hour, and it's rough.
Yeah, you can't be stopping that much. I would say the appropriate cutoff is every 2 hours because now, especially now that I'm in my driving era, we'll have a rotation of two or three, four drivers, right? And we'll switch off maybe every 2 hours. Sometimes if you're feeling good, you rip it to the gas station, you get out, and then you get back in. But that's pretty crazy. It's almost like coming out of battle and then putting yourself back in that mindset. Once I make that rest stop, I'm relaxing.
Well, once I'm out of the car, I'm done with the car. I cannot get back into the car. And again, maybe this is my car sick background speaking, but that feeling of getting out of the car, you go into a building or a store or a restaurant or whatever, you're done, right? You don't want to go then get back in and do a second half of the journey, especially if you're going on a long trip and you got all your suitcases in the car. Maybe you got your dog, you got stuff in there, like it's cramped, you're camping around in the back, especially if you're sitting in that back seat. It's brutal. Once you're out, you're out.
And then once you get in there, I think what's critical for the health of the rest of the car ride and the success of the rest of the car ride is what kind of snacks you're getting. You have those snacks that you burn through really quick, those calories that run right through you. You know, you throw some M&Ms, you feel good for a second, but 5 minutes in, then it's like, oh my God. You got to get the protein. That's why I'm going the biggest, thickest meat sticks at any gas station. I'm inhaling them.
The meat sticks is a good call. Jerky, anything like that, like dried meat is a great call. I personally am a big yogurt guy, flavored yogurt, plain yogurt, any kind of yogurt. So go in there, rip out some yogurt. I can down that with a little plastic spoon in the backseat for a while. My family, we have this rule. There are certain snacks that you're allowed to eat on road trips, but not on any other chips, on any other trips. It's not really a rule, but it's kind of a custom. You know, Cheetos, not a big Cheetos family, whatever, but something about those Cheetos on a road trip, it just hits different.
You're gonna get that orange dust all over your car. I would throw you right out of the thing.
Well, I'm not saying you have to wipe your hands on the back of the seat after you finish eating them. You could bring a napkin. A napkin is allowed in the eating experience, as is hand sanitizer, anything to clean yourself with. Maybe do a little water pour out the window on the hands. You can rinse them off. I'm not saying you have to dirty the car, but the flavor, it's unmatched.
What kind of heavy-duty napkins do you have that are taking out Cheetos? That would have to be the goat of napkins. Cheetos are the biggest challenges to cleaning since and dirt.
Well, I figured out I know this is a little bit of a tangent here, Jones, but I figured out the method. It's the old finger lick, full finger lick, teeth, everything. You got to really scrape it off, and then you go to the napkin. It's clean. Once it's a little bit damp and it's a little bit moist, they're already, the molecules of Cheeto are primed to be coming off. It's not that hard.
What's your go-to rest stop to eat at? Are you like a McDonald's, Roy Rogers? When you actually need the meal, what's the move?
Well, it's different out here as it is out in the States. So we don't have a lot of the same stuff as you guys do. I think McDonald's is the easiest. It's super accessible. Every road trip, you're always going to have a McDonald's. When we would do sports road trips, you know, you're mandated one stop. The bus driver has to stop every certain amount of hours or whatever. And we'd stop. Everybody just goes to McDonald's. They also have a lot of bakeries in our bus stops, which I usually hit the bakery, get a nice little pretzel, little, you know, bread roll, maybe some butter in there. It's just phenomenal. Hits the spot, gets you going for the next leg.
I would say that's pretty good. I try to eat healthy when I can, but I think on a road trip, it's almost impossible. Are the McDonald's in Germany and in Europe in general different than the ones in America?
Oh, yeah, better.
Better? How could it be better?
It's just better. It's probably not as, there's probably more, I don't know the science of it, but I think there's more laws and more restrictions or whatever. You can't just give
More
eating
laws
straight
about
cardboard.
making hamburgers? What are you talking about?
Health laws and no cardboard, no horse eyeballs in the food. Granted, I don't think I've actually ever had McDonald's in the U.S., but what I hear from people who have had it at both places say that the German version is a little better.
I want to push against this fake narrative, and if McDonald's, if you're listening, we would love to partner with you real soon. If you want to get me eating fries on Gimme Five, I will do that all day. This has,
Absolutely. But Jones, really quickly, I think McDonald's,
yeah.
as we're talking about the road trip, McDonald's on a road trip, different than McDonald's in real life, and much better.
Yes, it's one of those. It's one of those just magical fairylands that then goes away once you're back in the real world. I agree. This has been Give Me Five with Jones and Eli. Eli, thanks for talking.
It was a pleasure, Jones. Talk to you soon.